AITA for not warning my Jewish and Muslim friends and letting them eat pork? My grandmother is old school. I love it. She is actually my great-grandmother, so she is even older than boomers. She still does all kinds of stuff for herself. And she loves to bake. One of our traditions is that she makes about 1 million pies for Thanksgiving. Enough so that almost everyone get a pie to take home all for themselves. And yes, when I was younger I ate an entire pie at one sitting. No regrets. I'm currently living with a few people in a house we rent together. There are 7 of us total and we have some friction, but not more than usual, I think. Everyone pays on time. Nobody is a jerk about loud noises. We get along. Until now. I left my pie in my area of the fridge I use. It was there for a few days and then it was gone. I asked why it was gone. My roommates admitted that they were high and ate my pie. They were originally only going to eat a tiny slice I might not notice. But, once again, they were high. They said they were sorry but that the crust was so crisp and flaky they couldn't help themselves. I told them it was like that because my grandma uses pork lard she tenders herself to make the crust. This has now caused a problem. Because I didn't warn them not to take my food. We have all borrowed food from each other. We always pay it back. It has worked for us. But now they are pissed that I didn't warn them there was pork in the pie. I'm not mad that they ate the pie. I had the pie sweats after Thanksgiving. I would have shared, and warned them, if they had asked. Definitely NTA. Had they asked. Like considerate and civilized human beings. You'd have told them what was in the pie. But they didn't. They stole from you and then had the audacity to blame you for not supplying background information on the stolen goods. The entitlement is incredible. NTA. If there was a dietary restriction, they should have asked the ingredients before eating it. Lard is a common and delicious, old-fashioned ingredient in pie crust. You aren't their mother. It's not your job to foresee possible dumb moves your roommates may make. Edit. And they shouldn't be gobbling down dessert meant for you. Absolutely NTA. The pie was yours to begin with. Your roomies should ask permission from you first before digging in. As people with religious dietary restrictions, they should ask others if the food is halal or kosher. Getting high on purpose is okay. But accidentally eating pork is where they draw the line. Roommates are tough for hypocrisy. Pretty sure drugs and pork are equally banned in their religion. If it was free game pie, you'd be an AH if you didn't warn them. But since they stole the pie without asking, well, thieving food is risky. Man shrugging, medium dark skin tone, too bad. NTA. NTA. What kind of nonsense is that? Tell the Jewish ones that a random Jew on the internet told them they are responsible for following kashrut and pudding this on anyone but themselves is a shon. A little lard isn't going to kill them. But you can really scare them and tell them they have to be reformed from now on. NTA. Unless you had an agreement that you would absolutely never put pork in that refrigerator, the fault is 100% on them. Their dietary restriction. Their responsibility to know what is going in their body. That means no getting the munchies while high and stealing food you don't know the ingredients of. NTA. They took what was yours. You were under no obligation to provide them with an ingredients list for food in your section of the fridge. Maybe they shouldn't have gotten so high. NTA. They're the ones with dietary restrictions and didn't actually ask before eating your food. NTA. Sucks to be them. Don't steal food and things like that won't happen. NTA. Let that be a lesson to them all to not touch anything that's not theirs. They know they did wrong, but they're too immature to point their fingers at themselves, so they're pointing them at you. NTA. That's like a burglar breaking into your house and then trying to sue you because they tripped on the carpet and twisted their ankle. NTA. None of this would have happened if they'd had the common decency to ask for a slice of pie rather than just stealing it. NTA. People who have food restrictions, voluntary or otherwise, should ask before just taking random food. It's not your responsibility for their inability to ask if there is pork in food before they consume it. They are acting like spoiled toddlers. NTA. If you had given them the food you would be but they took it without asking, so it serves them right. Also, eating pork is a big no-no, but taking what is not theirs and getting high is within their religious limits. It's like selective faith. NTA. You didn't know they were going to eat it. Since the norms are that you eat each other's food, it would have been better to warn them about any pork you bring home. But NTA. NTA. Unless you had an agreement to never bring something non-kosher or non-halal into your house, they are responsible for ensuring that all of the food they consume works within their dietary restrictions.
NTA.
We have all borrowed food from each other. We always pay it back. It has worked for us. I've lived in this situation. And there's a difference between using someone else's eggs and paying it back, and eating something you know is special and not part of the everyday grocery shopping. Hell, I won't even touch someone else's chocolate without asking or being offered. But I will steal their milk if I'm out. And by steal I mean only use if there's enough for two and make a point of buying the next bottle. No one should get so high or drunk they're unable to regulate their self-control and know when something is shareable and something is clearly offer only. NTA. This is their karma. NTA. It is their responsibility to make sure they know what they are eating. If they got too high to think to check on that, then maybe this will encourage them to think about whether they want to get that high again. Actions have consequences. And in this case, they just found that out.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.